The Leading Edge Cricket Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Leading Edge Cricket Podcast, episode 33. I am Rob, one half of the Leading Edge Cricket Podcast, as always, joined by my co-host Rich.
Morning, Rob. How's it going?
We're doing good, my friend. How's yourself?
Not bad at all, mate. Sun's shining. Feeling like summer.
Yeah, I think we're pretty close on temperatures at the moment. It got 22 in New Zealand today.
Wow, that's impressive. You just got to try and just, spoil my fun, haven't you? Can you just not tell me it's chucking it down with rain or something?
I could
just allow England to have some nice weather and say we're the best.
We're probably due a cyclone in a week, mate, so don't worry. Or there's an earthquake on the way. One of the two.
Yeah, you can have your weather. We'll have our just, a couple of days of summer every so often. So I've got to ask, mate. So last time we spoke was like, it's the first game of the cricket season coming up. And your team picked up a victory on the weekend just gone. They did, yes. I wasn't around though. I was probably playing mini golf or doing something like that in Manchester at the time on a stag do. So, but they did. Defended 120 on a wet one.
Yeah, good effort. And talk to me about your stag do as well. So you've been rubbing shoulders with some European Cup winners.
Oh, I just missed a Barrett. Yeah, just two European Cup winner for Nottingham Forest in 70s, 1979-80 winner. Yeah, that's how we roll with the Forest lads. It's all good.
Did you?
I've just got to quickly say, Newark R&M Cricket Club, sorry, basically like Sunrisers of Hyderabad.
Pretty much.
Simple as that.
Pretty much. Or bowling.
Yeah, not a problem.
Not a problem. We'll defend 60, no problem, boys. So when you met Mr. Colin Barrett, two-time Champions League winner, you said, did you introduce yourself? Hey, hi, Rich here.
I've met him a few times before.
Oh, okay. I thought you was going to introduce yourself as Rich, 1 for 7 in the cricket question of the week on the podcast.
Yeah, that didn't come up, I'll be honest. I don't think he's a podcast man. I think I did put the feelers out to see if he is a podcast man, but I don't think he is. So
okay.
He's not going to be listening, sadly.
Oh, okay. You win some, you lose some in life.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And nice dig as well, 1 for 7. I'm just proud of that one.
Yeah, well, the bragging point. 1 for 7 on some of these questions is pretty damn good. And the last time I asked you a question, it was basically which Indian is responsible for dropping 3 players, of which all 3 are the highest 3 individual scores made against India in this century. And you had a guess. You said MS Dhoni, which was process of elimination. You went wicket-keeper. More catches go to him than anyone else. That's a fair guess.
Logic.
Now, there would have been someone else you could have gone for, and you could have gone, who's really bad at fielding? And if you was looking at the England team, you could have gone Phil Tufnell, Monty Panesar. Here, India, Ishant Sharma dropped each and every one of them that innings.
Their hair was in his eyes, bless him. It was a windy day.
Oh, no, it's a shocker. Poor Ishant Sharma. He's kind of got the cart horse factor about him a little bit.
Yes, he does have that little look, doesn't he?
He definitely does. So you're 1 for 8, Rich, which
awesome.
Isn't bad. Cool. Isn't bad at all, The question for today, and it's not as complex. I'm after a name. And the question is, whose bat did Shahid Afridi use when he scored the fastest one-day international 100 at the time, his 37-ball 100 back in 1996?
What bat did he use?
So he was flown in last minute for the game and he didn't have his equipment, and Waqar Younis gave him someone's bat to use in that game. A famous cricketer's bat to use in that game. Who was it?
Ooh. Are you allowed to tell me if it was one of his teammates or whether it was just somebody that Waqar Younis had played with?
I will tell you if it's one of his teammates.
I don't know. Inzamam.
That's not a bad guess. Because I'm saying it's a gun. It's an absolute gun player.
Yeah, that'll do.
That'll do.
Either that or Amir Sahel.
As always, guys, if you know the answers, comment below or drop us an email at leadingedgepod@gmail.com. Let's kick straight into it, Rich. Cricket news.
Right, we're going to start off with, we think it's the big news. Apologies if we've already mentioned this. We feel like we have because it's been rumoured for so long, so we may have even touched on this. Who knows? But anyway, Virat Kohli, did you use the word gun, the stud?
Stud player, stud player.
Absolutely. Well, worst kept secret in cricket, he's finally moved to Surrey, or at least he's agreed to move to Surrey. Long, obviously rumoured, he's going to get, he's got the go-ahead eventually. And Mitch Marsh, he had to have bought his summer, didn't he? So that opened it up. It just made it more and more likely. And Kohli has agreed to join Surrey. So he's going to be available to play at least 6 games for Surrey during June, 3 one-day cups and 3 county championships. And he'll make his debut June the 1st in their 50 over cup game against Kent. Obviously, he's got a bit of business to do in England this summer after that. India, obviously, I've got England. So he's going to be playing in June. But then if Surrey are successful in the one-day cup, there is a chance Kohli could return later on in the summer to be part of that. Overseas players-wise, Surrey, they have Aaron Finch contracted for the T20 Blast campaign. But that's it. So door is wide open for more overseas players, if not for Virat coming back.
I don't think we'll see Virat Kohli back. My personal opinion, I think it's going to be a one-and-done situation. He will take the June time games and get ready for the test matches and the one-day series and everything to come. That is going to be his focus. I do like the comment from Michael Divanudu, which is, as soon as the signing was announced, the youngsters in the squad were absolutely ecstatic at the prospect of sharing a dressing room and playing with him. Well, that's what it's about, right? That's what this really means. It's people playing against him and playing with him are the two most important aspects for the English game. And then if you look at the England cricket team, you're giving the guy a month's net to get ready for the Test series where Jimmy Anderson's normally all over him. So there's pros and cons, but I know if I was a part of this Surrey dressing room, I would be absolutely over the moon about the prospect of getting to share a dressing room, go for a net, talk to Virat Kohli.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about just listening as well, isn't it? It's just, being in and around the fella. And as long as he's open to actually helping and he's not just coming over to help his own game, then it's an incredible move for Surrey in particular. For English cricket, the wider view, obviously there are going to be people not particularly happy that we're giving the world's finest player who can't bat in England or hasn't been able to bat in England before, we're giving him a month-long net prior to an international series or series. So there will be that, but overall it's got to be good for the game. It's going to put some bums on seats, isn't it, in the one-day cup games and the county championship at the Oval or wherever those games will be played. It's got to be good. And if I'm a bowler, all right, let's not let him settle into English cricket. Let's knock him over so he's sat in the pavilion with his feet up watching someone else bat.
Yeah.
That's the only way to deal with it, isn't it? So,
yeah, that'd be incredible, wouldn't it? Imagine that, getting the new ball and cleaning up Kohli first ball. Joe Root did. His first county championship game, he got a golden duck. We'll get into that later, but it can happen. Anyone's susceptible.
Yeah, exactly. So, keeping things with India, we've got Test galore. Squads galore has been named by the Indians. First off, Ajinkya Rahane, he's been named as captain for the upcoming Test match against Afghanistan, the inaugural Test match for Afghanistan, of course. This is going to take place in Bengaluru on June the 14th. Virat Kohli obviously going to miss this game as he has signed on with Surrey. Also, Rohit Sharma, he's missing out whilst Karan Nair gets a chance to stake his claim ahead of the England Test. I think Rohit Sharma was the one man from the previous series that they're a little bit frustrated with, I think it's probably fair to say.
Yep.
So the Test squad, we'll just quickly rattle through this for the Afghanistan game. Rahane captain, Shikhar Dhawan, Murali Vijay, Lokesh Rahul, Cheteshwar Pujara, Karan Nair, Sahar, Ravichandran, I love saying his full name, Ravichandran Ashwin, Jadeja, Kuldeep Yadav, Kuldeep Yadav and Umesh Yadav. I can say it. Hamid Shami, Rob, he's back in.
Yeah,
after all the nonsense that went on with him.
We'll get into that in a minute.
Just a little bit. Hardik Pandya, Ishant Sharma and Shardul Thakur. So that's the squad for Afghanistan.
Right. So I'm going to start with Rahane and say massive congratulations to him. Anyone that's coming in to take over that feat. And the Indian cricket captaincy role is such a huge pinnacle role for that country, right? You think of the people that's held it. Dravid, Tendulkar, Dhoni, and now you've got Kohli. It really is almost the best player is the captain, and for Rahane to be held in that regard is really quite something for him. So he should be Just a very proud moment, I guess, getting to captain his country. You've got over 1 billion people, and he's the man they're going to. Mohammed Shami is the one that I look at and go, wow, wow, that's been swept under the carpet. Now, I don't know what's happened in the Mohammed Shami story since it all kind of broke out. It's all gone a bit quiet. So Indian guys who listen to the podcast, let us know below what the Indian papers have been saying about Mohammed Shami and what you guys think about being him back in the lineup, because if there's still outstanding accusations, I'm not sure Test cricket is the right place for someone to be while that's going on. But if that's not the case, then fair play to him for being back in the squad and coming over what's gone off.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I think we're saying that is because obviously the last we heard was that the BCCI, the Indian Cricket Board, had said, no, we've looked into it, nothing to worry about. But we just want to, have the criminal case, the criminal allegations been dismissed by the relevant authorities, whether that's the police or the, or the courts or whatever. So that's kind of what we're asking, isn't it? Just be intrigued. To know whether that's all been dismissed. But yeah, anyway, I mean, I think the positive spot on this is it's Afghanistan, their first ever Test match, coming up soon.
Yeah, I'm happy. Very, very happy for Afghanistan. Looking forward to seeing their squad. Looking forward to seeing some of these IPL superstars that they've got actually do it in a Test match arena where to me, it still really counts. It really counts that Shane Warne was a great Test cricketer, not just a superb one-day cricketer and a great IPL and in the back end of his career. I want to see Rashid Khan play Test cricket.
Yeah, can't wait for that, buddy. So the other squads that have been announced also for India are also the T20 squad for games against Ireland and England, and then also the one-day squad versus England. So obviously we've got Virat Kohli coming back. He's going to captain limited overs. And it all kicks off June the 27th. So India have got 2 T20s against Ireland, and then they've got 3 T20s against England and also 3 ODIs against England before the 5 Test match series, the pinnacle of this summer, begins. So squad announcement for the Test match obviously will be announced in due course, but let's just have a quick look. So T20 squad: Kohli captain, Dhawan, Rohit Sharma, Lokesh Rahul, Suresh Raina, Manish Pandey, Dhoni, Dinesh Karthik, Yuzvendra Chahal, Kuldeep Yadav, our boy Washington Sundar, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Jasprit Bumar, Hardik Pandya, Siddharth Kaul and Umesh Yadav. The ODI squad will go straight into that. Kohli is captain again. Dhawan, Sharma, Lokesh Rahul, Shreyas Iyer, Ambati Rayudu, MS Dhoni, Dinesh Karthik, Yuzvendra Chahal, Kuldeep Yadav, Sundar again, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Bumrah, Hardik Pandya, Siddharth Kaul and Umesh Yadav. So the big takeaway for me in that, no place in either of the limited over squads for Rishabh Pant, Krunal Pandya, etc.
Yeah, surprised about that. Very surprised, actually, because there's some really solid players. And you've got to look at someone like now this might be controversial, but a Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma is an absolute top player in one-day international cricket. At T20 level, he's good, but I almost see the T20 as an opportunity to blood some of these younger guys coming through. And it's not saying that Rohit Sharma's time's done or Suresh Raina's time's done. However, Raina's might be very, very close. It's surely against Ireland and England, you can fit in a couple of these young superstars and give them some international experience.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I'm sure there's a lot of players that the Indian cricketing public are going to be saying, why is he not there? And the reason there's such a conversation at the moment is because you've got such depth of talent.
Yep.
Especially in limited overs cricket. It's just that you could put out another 11, really, for India, and you wouldn't be too upset with the outcome. We saw that in the Nidahas Trophy as well not long ago, didn't we? They rested a number of players. And, Pant, to be fair, he's not quite done it at international level yet, but he's certainly doing it in the IPL this year, as are a few others. So, it's going to be interesting to see how they all go, and it's just great to have that pressure on the squads. You get announced in this squad, well, trust me, there's another half a dozen people breathing down your neck behind you wanting your spot. So, you better perform. Yeah,
good. And our man, Washington Sundar, we've got to touch on him. 18 and a half years old. He's only played one-day international, so I'm really happy that he's made it into that one-day international squad because his T20 record is obviously very, very exceptional, even though he's had a pretty poor tournament this time around. But happy our boys over in England, going to get it done. Rich, I really hope you go seeking him out for an interview and a little selfie.
oh, yeah, sure. I mean, he's coming round for tea one day, so we've got that sorted already.
That's all right. I knew we'd have time on this tour.
Honest. So, right, kind of a little bit linking with India, an IPL move. An IPL move has happened. It's not really a very important one, so don't get too excited. Mark Wood, he's cut short his IPL stint. He played one game. He played the first game of the tournament for CSK, got 4 overs for 49, went for 12 and a quarter and over, and then he did score a run, though. He got 1 run, but did not take a wicket. So, funnily enough, he's not played since then, which is probably a little bit harsh, but at the same time, he didn't really look the part. After chasing the money, going to the IPL, wanting to play, now he's not played. He's decided he wants to come back to England so he can work to try and get his call up back for the England Test squad to make sure he keeps his place, which is a bit confusing for me. So if he had been playing really well in the IPL, he wouldn't be coming back now. And then he'd be going, why aren't I in the Test squad? So I'm a bit confused by this. Obviously, makes a lot of sense. He's not playing to get back to Durham, get playing for your county, prove your form and fitness to the England selectors and get in there. But I'm just a little bit, not so sure about Mr. Wood.
Yeah, it kind of makes me feel like English Test cricket is second behind IPL in Mark Wood's mind. Because it would have all been well and good if he'd taken an IPL contract until this date. I'm going to be with you till the 10th of May, come back to England, do a warm-up game and then be ready for the Test cricket. But that's not how it's planned, and that's how it's actually playing out. So slightly disappointed, and I'll be interested to see how ready he is for Test cricket, because basically his whole warm-up for the English county season is gone, because he's been in the IPL, and he's not been playing, so he's not ready to play Test cricket. So he best perform in that first game for Durham. Otherwise, there's going to be questions, and if there's rustiness, it's only his fault.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously we've got the new national selector in, haven't we, in Ed Smith that we spoke about. So, you would expect if there's a new selection process, new people in charge of selection, there may well be some changes. And considering how ordinary English Test cricket has been over the winter, it's probably about time there was a few changes. Right, more squad announcements. Australia have announced their squad for the England tour. So we have an ODI squad and we have a T20 squad. The big news with this, it's not massive news, but it's just nice to have it confirmed. Tim Payne, he's been named as the ODI captain. So along with Test captain, he's got the ODI armband as well. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of time after this before Australia play any meaningful cricket. So it's just kind of, a holding pattern, really, isn't it, for the playing side of things? His vice captain is going to be Aaron Finch, who's also been named as the T20 captain for the one-off fixture. National selector Trevor Hone said a permanent ODI captain would be appointed in due course. Tour of England commences 13th of June, includes 5 ODIs and obviously that one 2020. This is going to be the first tour, obviously, for new coach Justin Langer as well, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes and how his team behaves as well, how they conduct themselves. Seamers, Mitchell Stark, Pat Cummins, they're both missing the tour due to their respective injuries, but probably one of the biggest surprises, maybe, or should it be a surprise? But spinner Nathan Lyon gets a call-up into the ODI squad after not being selected to play since 2016. Why not? Yeah, the man's a good bowler. You'd think he'd be someone you'd want in that setup.
Yeah.
Also, batsman, current IPL participant Darcy Short gets his first call up for the ODIs as well. Whilst Mitchell Swepson and Jack Wildermouth both received first international call-ups with their selection in the T20 squad. So let's run through the squads then. The ODI squad, Tim Payne captain, Finch vice-captain, Ashton Agar, Alex Carey, should be the backup wicket-keeper in this squad. Josh Hazlewood, Travis Head, Nathan Lyon, Sean Marsh, Glenn Maxwell, Jai Richardson, Kane Richardson, Darcy Short, Billy Stanley, Marcus Stoinis and Andrew Tye. The T20 squad, Finch as captain, Alex Carey as vice-captain, Ashton Agar, Travis Head, Nick Maddinson, Glenn Maxwell, Jai Richardson, Kane Richardson, Darcy Short, Billy Stanley, Marcus Stoinis, Mitchell Swepson, Jack Wildermuth, and Andrew Tye, who is the leading wicket taker in the IPL at the moment. So he's a name we should start getting ourselves acquainted with. There we go, Rob. There's the squads.
Decent. It's an Australian team. It's a pretty decent squad. Good to see Nathan Lyon back into the one-day international fold. He's a decent cricketer at all different levels and all different capacities of the game. The guy's got over 300 test match wickets now. He's no longer the guy that's trying to be a Test cricketer. The guy's a legitimate world-class performer anywhere in the world. Gets it done, so happy he's in there. And like we said, there's a couple of new names in there. Mitchell Swepson, 24 years old, plays for the Brisbane Heat. Not a bad cricketer. As long as you don't ask him to bat, he averages 1.25 with the bat, but 21 wickets at an average of 26 with the ball. Bowls leggy, gives it a good rip.
Interesting. What about Mr. Wildermuth? Wildermuth,
and he is a Queensland boy. Boy. Again, very, very young, 24 years old, 20 T20 games to his name. He's down as an all-rounder, but he averages 13 with the bat. He's more of an all-rounder when it comes to talking about first-class cricket. But with the ball, 19 wickets at an average of 30. Not setting the world alight, but the Big Bash is probably the second best T20 league in the world behind the IPL. So he's playing at a high standard against some good players on some bloody good wickets to bat on. So those stats aren't horrendous. I'll be surprised if he gets too much cricket, but it is good to see almost the next generation, the next names coming through in these Australian squads.
Yeah, definitely. You've got the Richardsons, you've got Billy Stanlake there, haven't you? Andrew Ty, like I say, he's someone that's starting to build a bit of a reputation for himself. Ashton Agar, it's nice to see him. He's kind of re-establishing himself in international cricket after an amazing start to his time, in Test cricket, and then he kind of vanished, hadn't he? So nice to see him back in. And we'll have to see. It's going to be an interesting one. There'll be a lot of people talking around this series, but it's going to be more about the nonsense that went before, the Steve Smith, David Warner, etc., rather than this series. But we'll try and focus on the cricket once it gets underway.
Yeah, let's just make a call. The Australians, they'll be on best behaviour in this, so we can just have a look and see which good young players are coming through.
Yeah, you reckon they will be? I can't believe they're going to get stuck in too much. The media and everyone will be out to get them if they do. So that's the Aussie squad. Lots of squads announced. One last squad to look at, but really more than anything, we want to look at this for the occasion what it is. We mentioned earlier that Afghanistan have got their first ever Test match coming up in June against India. Ireland are going to just pip them to the post and become the 11th Test playing nation, with their game starting on Friday against the touring Pakistan. So this is fantastic. So yeah, Friday the 11th, it's playing in Dublin. Pakistan will be a Test-playing nation. I just think that's incredible. Ed Joyce is going to be the 19th oldest Test debutant in the history of the game. He'd played a bit of ODI cricket for England, hadn't he? But never played a Test match. We also will see Boyd Rankin. He's the only player of the Irish to have played Test cricket, and he had a single game in the 2013-14 Ashes 5-0 defeat for England. So that was his one and only taste of it. Hopefully he plays a few more for Ireland. Notable omissions in the squad include spinner George Dockrell and Barry McCarthy. An uncapped bowler, Nathan Smith. He's an Aussie. He's a Victorian. He's been called up, set to make an international debut and Irish debut, of course. And he's played domestically in Ireland since 2016, though. So should be interesting. So the squad, captained by William Porterfield. And we have Andrew Balverney, Ed Joyce, Tyrone Kane, Andrew McBride, Tim Murtagh, Kevin O'Brien, Niall O'Brien, the keeper, Boyd Rankin, James Shannon, Nathan Smith, Paul Sterling, Stuart Thompson, and wicketkeeper Gary Wilson. So there's the squad, Rob. Exciting times for Irish cricket.
Oh, massive, massive. I was looking through a BBC website article about Irish cricket today, and Warren Durtram, butcher the name, he was named chief executive of Irish cricket back in 2006. In fact, he was the only executive back in 2006. And this kind of goes along the lines of the growth of Irish cricket over recent times. Back then, there was 3 employees when he first started, a men's senior coach and a part-time PA. 12 years later, Cricket Ireland boasts 34 staff. Annual review has jumped from €260,000 per year to 9.2 million, with 20 players that are on central contracts. That is absolutely huge, huge growth for Irish cricket. And this has been a long time coming for that team. And just what an atmosphere. What an atmosphere. Someone like Ed Joyce. Ed Joyce made the same jump that Ewan Morgan did. He was like, right, I play for Ireland. I'm going to go and try and play Test cricket for England. And he was never quite good enough to get to that Test level for England when he was younger. But at the same time, there was Alistair Cook and Andrew Strauss in front of him. So for someone like him to get the opportunity to go play Test cricket for Ireland in Ireland, this it's absolutely bonkers. It's hard to get your head around what such a big deal this is for Irish cricket.
Yeah, it's incredible. And just mentioning Owen Morgan, I don't quite know the rules and whatnot, but I'd quite like Owen Morgan to go back over and go and become an Irish cricketer.
Me too.
The knowledge, the know-how, the experience that he could pass on to those guys towards the end of his career, with them hopefully having a young and up-and-coming squad, it'd be great. It really would be great. So let's see how they go. Pakistan, they're going to find it tough. So far, they had a match drawn in Taunton, the first game, and then they had a convincing 9-wicket win against Northamptonshire just the other day. Some promising individual performances. Asad Shafiq, 186 in the first innings, and also Shadab Khan, he took 10 wickets across the match, 10 for 155 overall. So they're starting to hit the straps. The weather's picked up a bit over here, so it's not like there's going to be 5 jumpers and a beanie. You would hope it'll be all right. I was listening to an interview with Ed Joyce, and he's saying that it's going to be a bit of a green top. Certainly won't be a white pitch, but it should play well. It's going to be a bit tricky on the first morning, first day, batting, but it's not going to be a bad pitch. He's confident that Ireland have probably got the bowling.
Yes.
The bowling. It's either the bowling or the batting. It's a 50-50 chance. I remembered that right, isn't it? But he's quite confident, and it's Pakistan are a good side, but it'll be interesting. I mean, they're going to be up for it, aren't they? The temporary stands are there at the cricket, so they're hoping for a decent attendance. It's going to be live on Sky Sports over the 5 days. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and this is going to be great. And then roll on Afghanistan, India as well. 12 nations. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, the Irish bowling attack excites me a little bit because it's Boyd Rankin's redemption after being wrongly selected to go and play in the Ashes all the way back those years and broke down early. And also someone like Tim Murtagh. Tim Murtagh's got 700 first-class wickets in England. The guy surely deserves the opportunity to play Test match cricket.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting. There's some good names there, isn't there? They're trying to get a little bit younger as well, which I think is the right decision because they are a little bit of an ageing setup. So yeah, fantastic. It's going to be really interesting. See like the O'Brien brothers as well. And I know in the one day kind of World Cup qualified tournament we had, we mentioned the word names McBride and Balburney a few times, didn't we?
Yeah.
So there's blokes there that have done things for Ireland in recent times as well. So bring it on. Can't wait to see how it goes. And obviously we'll give a review of what did happen. Right then, we will get into it. County cricket. The next batch of games were played over the weekend. Most games were played. Not much rain knocking around. So it was nice to actually see some games play out to their conclusions. We're going to kick it off at the Oval. Surrey, they hosted Worcestershire. So Surrey, they batted first. Big first inning score, 434 all out. Rory Burns making a big name for himself at the start of this season, batting at the top of the order. He scored 193 of 408 balls. That's a watchful innings. England hopeful Mark Stoneman, he got 28 before he was run out. A frustrating start for him. Ben Folkes down number 5, 72, good knock. And then we've got contributions from Pope, 32, Ricky Clark, 38, as we go down. With the ball, captain Joe Leach, he led the way, 4 for 96. With Charlie Morris as well, 2 for 85 for Worcestershire. Ed Barnard, Josh Tong picking up a wicket, as well as Ben Twowig. Great name, Twowig. So 4-3-4 for Surrey. Worcestershire. Finally, Worcestershire, they've been struggling so far in the top flight, but they posted a big score. One that's been threatened, really, with their lineup. 526 all out. Daryl Mitchell, 81 at the top of the order. Brett D'Oliveira, 23. We've got 88 from Tom Fell. And then Joe Clark, the England hopeful, 157. This is what we want to see from him. A brilliant knock, and that's certainly going to wake the selectors up. Bit of a batting deck, scorched oval surface in the sunshine, so that's a great time to start making some runs. 50 for Travis Head, the Aussie, and then Ed Barnard to 66. So nice big score there. What's important to me though, Amal Verdi, someone we've kind of spoke about in the previews, 6 for 105 for the young fella, the young spinner. He's absolutely flown out the trap so far this county season. Not saying he's going to be ready for England cricket just yet, but out of all the spinners, he's bowling and taking as many wickets as anyone. So it's great to see him doing so well. Surrey's second innings, it only got to 173 for free declared before match was drawn. Burns 30, Stoneman 20, again a frustrating start. Scott Borthwick 82 not out. And Ryan Patel 25. Before folks 11 not out, 173 for 3 declared. That was match drawn. Positive for Worcestershire in a way, I'd say.
Yeah.
They get their first draw after losing the first 3 games.
Yeah, good to see sensible county cricket back on the agenda with some decent weather, and it doesn't take long for the oval pitch to flatten out, does it? Bloody hell. 950 runs in the first innings between the two teams. Rory Burns, he is someone that we have mentioned on the podcast about a potential view of playing for England at some point and being an opener. He's in that mixer. And that opening slot, if Stoneman fails at the start, is really up for grabs. And it may come down to, what have you done for me lately at first-class level? So he's doing nothing to harm himself. And Joe Clark, your best mate, you absolutely love him. You're calling him out. You want him to be England's setup. Babyface assassin like Joe Root, goes about his business. 157, 280 balls, 56 strike rate. Solid, looking really good. And I hope they don't pick at any point Amar Verdi for a couple of years, because the guy he's only played 6 first-class games, but he's already got 20 wickets in an average of 26, and he just needs time to bowl and to bowl and to bowl. But incredibly, at 19 years old, he's got 15, 16 wickets this season in Division 1. They're not gimme wickets at all, and they've been on green seamers at the start of the season, so top effort by him.
Yeah, 14 wickets at just under 19 in 3 games so far for him.
Top effort.
So it really is a top effort. Yeah. He looks an absolute talent. He looks somebody to get excited about, not just his ability, but just the way he seems to be excited about the game as well. He's definitely got a lot of Monty about him.
Yeah, I like it.
Brilliant. Right, on to Championship Division 1 leaders, Nottinghamshire.
Come on,
Exactly. Not Trent Bridge outfit hosted Hampshire. Not batting in the first innings. They were 302 all out. Top 3 struggled again, but then Ross Taylor, 47. He seems to be getting a lot of those scores. Run out Hashin Amla. Don't think we've seen that too often. Samit Patel, 73, top scored. Ricky Vessels, 54, so the middle order got him out of it again. And England. Notts do have a tail that can wag. Tom Moore's the wicketkeeper, he got 29. Stuart Broad, I think that's where the England came from. England, Stuart Broad, 33. Yeah. And then as we go, Fidel Edwards, 4 for 84. And then Brad Wheel, 2 for 51, and a wicket apiece for Kyle Abbott, Liam Dawson, and Chris Wood. So Hampshire, what can they do? 2-2-3 all out. The all Nottinghamshire born or all local boys bowling lineup took them to task. Hashin Amla top scored 69. He's also top scorer in Division 1. And Lewis McManus 66 notable scorers for Hampshire. Jake Ball 1 for 69, so not quite his day today on this day. 3 for 45 for Broad, 2 for 26 for Luke Fletcher, 1 for 50 for Gurney, and 3 for 25 for Samit Patel. So not 389 for 9 declared. All-important second innings from Nottinghamshire. Stephen Mullaney, top of the order, stood up, 130, well battered. Jake Libby opening with him, 54. This is more like it, Notts. This is what we needed from the top order. Chris Nash, only 15 at 3. Still waiting for him to get going, but I'm sure it will in due course. Ross Taylor, 83. I think that's his top score so far for Notts, and that was only off 69 balls, Rob.
Good knock.
Really impressive knock from him. Samit, 36. Vessels, 14. Moores, 34. So everybody chipped in. And then declaration came. So Fidel Edwards, 3 for 60. 1 for 123 for Liam Dawson. Not the best return. Bradwell, 2 for 80. Wood, 2 for 56. And Joe Weatherly, 1 for 17. He had a little twirl. So Hampshire needing 468, I believe it was, to win. They could only get 265. The pitch was certainly flattening out at this point, but it really was a case of Notts just chipping away at the wickets at regular intervals. They did make a good start. It was 82 before the first wicket fell, and that was Weatherly, who got 56 at the top of the order. Notable score again, Hashin Amla, 112, batting at number 4. Big wicket was Jake Ball getting him removed, caught Taylor. And then it was really, small scores all the way through to the end. Not 3 for 64 for Jake Ball, 3 for 57 for Stuart Broad. He's ready for England duty. 1 for 23 for Samit Patel, and 3 for 57 for Harry Gurney. Top win for Notts, and that sees them at top of the table.
Yeah, beautiful win. And Steve Mullaney will be absolutely ecstatic about scoring runs. He'd failed all season, comes big, third innings of the game, 130. Take a bounce on first 100 as captain as well. Ross Taylor's just He's in good form. They've played on some horrendous wickets and pulled out some results right out the bag where you don't expect it. But Ross Taylor's got 3 50s and a 47 out of 5, 6, 7 innings this season. He's just consistent. What you want from your overseas player in difficult circumstances, he's constantly stepping up. And you can see the innings that he played in the second innings, he was destructive as ever. 9 4s, 2 6s, 120 strike rate, really pushing on the game. But this bowling attack is the talk of Nottinghamshire, it's got to be at the moment. 4 Nottinghamshire-born players, absolutely just running through teams left, right and centre, and they are the absolute reason why this team is top of the league.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's depth there as well. Obviously, when Broad drops out, you've got Luke Wood coming back in, who's a good, sharp left armer, young fella. And then, obviously, we've let Mark Futtick go on loan as well. So there is depth there. Yeah, it's just stronger, and it's all about the top order scoring, though. Ross Taylor, he's not far off posting a big score, is he? There's going to be a big 100 or a 200 coming for him soon. I'm absolutely certain of it.
I've got to talk about Hampshire while we're here. One, Hashim Amla. I remember talking to someone when Hashim Amla was at Notts. It might have even been Dave Bracegirdle, and he turned around and said, Hashim Amla is the best player I've ever seen live. This was a few years ago. And the guy's gone off like a train this county season. There's people failing left, right and centre, right? And this guy's gone 36, 36, 55, 21, 52, 69, 112. You wouldn't even think it was a wet green seamer in England. And you've got to go James Vince. A pair of fails, 5 in both innings. LBW Fletcher, LBW Stuart Broad. Does he start the start of the summer? I don't know. He's got one more game to turn it around.
I've left that one. I didn't really want to mention it. I thought you would anyway, so that's why I kind of left it open for you. I'm frustrated by the guy. Just the talent that he has, and he just cannot seem to put it together. Knuckle down. I want a Dean Elgar type innings from him.
Yeah.
Show us that you want to play Test cricket.
Yeah.
I think at one point there was a photo shared. There was about 5 slips when James Vince was batting, just waiting for him to nick off.
Yeah.
Just bowl outside off stump, bowl that channel. He'll give you a chance eventually.
Yeah.
He doesn't look to me as if he desperately wants to play Test cricket. I'm sure he likes playing it and all the rest of it, but grit an innings out. Show me you really want it. And if he's in this team, then what's changed? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. He needs to get his inner Nasser Hussain out, mate. That's what he needs.
Oh, that's what everybody needs, a little bit of Nas. Right, on to Lancashire. We move on to Old Trafford. So Somerset, 429 all out in their first innings. That man, Marcus Trescothick, he's 72 years old at least. He gets himself 100 and out off 138 balls before Liam Livingstone got him caught by Dane Villas. Matt Renshaw couldn't quite get the runs. He got 21. It didn't really matter. He was bookended by 2 Centurions as George Bartlett at number 3 also got 110. Captain Tom Abel nearly joined the club. He was trapped LBW by Aussie Joe Many for 99. So almost 3 Centurions in the top 5 there. Top effort from Somerset. 28 for Craig Overton down the order. Wicket takers Joe Many 3 for 82. And our spinner, we've spoke about Matt Parkinson, 3 for 80. Good return for him as well. Also, Tom Bailey 2 for 112. So good start for Somerset. Lancashire, whatever you can do, we can do better. 492 for Lancashire in their first innings. Hasib Hamed dropped from the batting lineup. Livingston promoted to number 3. Alex Davis moved up to open with Keaton Jennings. This is how it works. Hasib Hamed can't score a run to save his life, and then the sun comes out, and Keaton Jennings gets 109 at the top of the order. It's a frustrating game. But the big story here, Dane Villas, I believe is a South African, batting at number 4, 235 not out of 363 deliveries. 4 6s, 27 4s. Hell of a knock. I'm certain it must be the top scorer of the summer so far. And they didn't even need Shandapol. 6 for Shandapol. 50 for Clark, a little bit lower down the order, but that's a hell of an effort from Lancashire and some very, very important runs coming from Jennings. Liam Livingstone, England watch, he only got 6 at number 3, so he's struggling a little bit there as well. 3 for 149 for Jack Leach, the England hopeful spinner, and 4 for 43 for Tom Abel. Not really known for his bowling as much, but he was the main guy there. So this game petered out into a draw. Somerset second innings, 269 for 8 declared. No more cricket could be played. That was the end of the game, match drawn. Renshaw 20, Davies 54. Trescothick didn't bat, which is quite interesting. So I missed that one. You might be able to tell me what happened there. Obviously, I was on a stag do, so I missed a few details. 54 for Davies, Hildreth 26, and Leach 66 before he was removed by another fellow spinner, Parkinson. Grunwald 36 not out. 5 for 101 for Parkinson.
Trescothick, broken foot. So he got to 95 in the first innings. He appeared to turn awkwardly whilst trying to take a run between the wickets, and he's broken his 5th metatarsal. But in the meantime, went on to score his 65th first-class century before being caught on 100. So, well played, sir. You were missed for many a year in that England top order, and I dread to think of how many more runs you would have scored at the Test level. But you've gone about your business at county level, quite happy, and that's all that matters. Dane Villas, top knock, 235. It doesn't get much better than that. Not quite his best ever first-class score. He made 244 back in South Africa a few years ago, but it's Kolpak syndrome. He's come over after playing for the Dolphins, and he's a hell of a cricketer. He's a hell of a batsman. There's not going to be too many bigger scores than 235 in a season. Not many people score double hundreds in county cricket, so fair play to him. Keaton Jennings as well. He was in the same situation as Hamid, who you could have looked at and gone, I'm not really sure about this. But like we said, he gets the opportunity to bat on a nice sunny day and go and score some runs, and he makes runs while the sun shines. So fair play to him for making 100. Puts his name in the hat for the England job when that's going to come up. It will come up, I'm sure it will, further down the road.
Yeah, definitely. Hamid is probably worth noting. Maybe a loan move might do him good. Get out of the county, go and play in Division 2 for a little while. Go and play for, I don't know, a Derbyshire, Leicestershire type setup, and just go and no pressure, no expectation. Just go and score some runs. Just go and start enjoying your cricket again. So you can't be enjoying it at the minute when you're averaging about 2 runs. I think it is about 2 at the moment, isn't it? Or 6 or something like that so far this season.
Yeah, it is. And I've got to call him out. You know what? Jug avoidance. Tom Abel, 99 something. You've done all the hard work. What are you doing?
Maybe he miscounted. Maybe the scorer miscounted and he thought he'd already got his 100.
That's true. But genuine all-rounder, picking up 4 wickets, which takes his first-class total to 9.
Oh, dear. Right. Let's move across to the game between Essex and Yorkshire. Okay, this one was played at the brilliantly named the Cloud FM County Ground in Chelmsford. We'll just call it Chelmsford, I think. Sorry, Cloud FM. So, first innings, we all saw what happened in this one. Yorkshire, 50 all out. Okay. No way in the world Yorkshire win this game of cricket. We'll have a look at that in a sec, shall we? Right, I'm not going to talk about the batting, apart from saying Gary Ballance got 22. 1 for 15 for Porter. Sam Cook was a pick, though, 5 for 28, and Peter Siddle 4 for 7 off 3.4 overs. Decent. Joe Root, first ball. Welcome to county cricket, the Summer England captain.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know, isn't it? Harry Brook as well, none at the top of the order. Adam Live, none at the top of the order. Ridiculous. Essex, what can they do? Well, you know what? They didn't really make the most of it. 142 all out in their first innings. Alistair Cook, showing solidarity with his England colleague Joe Root. He got a 6-ball duck, so he didn't trouble the scorers either. 48 for Dan Lawrence was pretty much all we can talk about, apart from Simon Harmer's 36 further down the order. 3 for 27 for that lad Code, Mr. Ben Code, who's been making a name for himself so far this season. Jack Brooks 3 for 63, Patterson 1 for 23, and Tim Bresnan 3 for 26. So Yorkshire, this is the all-important innings generally, isn't it? The third innings of the game. This is where you win or lose cricket matches. Yorkshire 329 all out. Brilliant turnaround from Yorkshire. 27 for Live. Bairstow opened the batting and got 50. Harry Brook, young batsman that's making a name for himself. Michael Vaughan's has said that this lad's going to be playing Test cricket for England in the next couple of years. 124 for him, 187. Pajara, 41. Root, 35. Got himself a few. Jack Lean in 29. That's all we're talking about. Porter got himself a few wickets, 3 for 89. Siddle again, 4 for 65. Ravi Bapara, we love Ravi, 2 for 33. big innings that was. Essex, it wasn't the most ridiculous chase for Essex. They needed about 230 odd, 240 to win the game, but Yorkshire dismissed them 446. A few starts: Nick Brown 10, Alistair Cook 26, Dan Lawrence 32, Tenzescada 34, Siddle 24, but nobody went on to make that score. Ben Code 3 for 36 at the top, but it was Stephen. Man, he just takes wickets. Proper counter bowler, 6 for 40, did it. Yorkshire get the win. Remarkable turnaround after 50 all out in the first innings.
What an incredible 3 days cricket that is. I don't think I've heard of a team actually being dismissed for 50 and winning a game of first-class cricket since I've been alive. I may be wrong. If you know, let me know. But that's some turnaround. I actually managed to catch this on the radio down in New Zealand when I saw the team and I went, Pujara, Root, Balance, Bairstow. You know what? I'm going to have a listen to that. And it was just absolutely carnage. The commentators were loving it. But it's just the turnaround. One, Samuel Cook, take a bow, son, only 20 years old, and he's just cleaned up the England captain or got him nicked off first ball. Something, no matter how far his career will go, he will look back at that and go, yeah, I got the England captain out for a golden duck. That's pretty special, mate. Essex missed the boat, but with it being 50 all out in the first innings for Yorkshire, you've got to go Essex. You just need someone to make a score, and they didn't. And it was good bowling again. Code, Brooks, Bresnan, they're all doing very well for themselves. But Yorkshire, they changed the batting lineup in the second innings. Not sure why, but if you look at the stats, you're seeing a different impetus around the innings. It's not a case of survival. It's a case of go out there and hit the ball. Bairstow promoted top of the order, 50 runs off 44 balls, 1-6. 6 boundaries, 113 strike rate. Completely changed the tempo of the game and what they were trying to do. And it gave Harry Brook a great opportunity. The lad's only 19 years old. He's gone on in an incredible game of cricket and made his first ever first-class century, which is superb. And you've got to say, against a damn good bowling attack. Porter, Cook, Siddle, Harmer. You've got two guys who got 70-odd wickets last year. That's something special about the lad.
Yeah, absolutely. No, some good young names coming to the fore, isn't there? You know, Harry Brook, like I said, you know, maybe we're going to see a top middle order or whatever you want to say, you know, opener and 3 or 3 and 4 of Brook and Joe Clark coming up soon. So exciting times for England. And the bowlers as well. Sam Cook, you know, if you tell me Essex have bowled Yorkshire out for 50, oh, how many did Porter get? Oh, actually, he only got 1. It was some bloke called Sam Cook got 5.
Yes.
Incredible. No, it's a great effort for Yorkshire. So where does that leave us in the table then? Division 1 at the moment, after 4 and 3 games, depending on who you are. So Nottinghamshire top, played 4, won 3, lost 1, 67 points. Somerset only played 3 games, but they're in second place, 1, 2 and a drawn 1, so they're unbeaten. They're 17 points behind Notts in second place on 50. Yorkshire close behind them on 48, 2 won, lost 1, drawn 1. Bit of an up and down start for Yorkshire. Hampshire, a little bit frustrating for them. They've lost 2 games. They have won 1, but they've drawn 1, 39 points in 4th. And then we've got Surrey, drawn 2, won 1, so unbeaten after 3 games, but only on 37 points. Essex joined them on 37, won 1, lost 1, drawn 2. And then it's Lancashire, I think my tip to win the league. I can't remember now. They've lost 2, drawn 2, 29, and Worcestershire propping it up with that first draw now after 4 games, 21 points.
Beautiful to see Notts at the top of the table. Much deserved all around the 4-pronged bowling attack. And Worcestershire, like we said a couple of times, there is some hope there for them. Just because they've been washed out in the early season games doesn't mean that they're out of it.
No, absolutely not. So notable performance so far this season. Hashim Amla, top of the tree for the batting, 381 runs at an average of 54. Dane Villas, this is a bit of a surprise one, really. He's up to second now with 350 runs, but if you take away his 235, he wasn't probably anywhere near the top of the order, so he's flung himself up there, averaging 70. Rory Burns, 340 runs at 56. He's going to be in the conversation when England's starting to sit down. Ben Folkes, the England backup wicketkeeper for England at the moment, 301. Taylor for Notts, 276. Ollie Pope, 269 with Matt Renshaw, 269. Joe Clark, 245. And Tom Abel as well, 235 as well. There's some good performance. Harry Brook, 229, a bit further down as well. So some good performances so far with the bat in difficult conditions, you've got to say.
There is. Ross Taylor's the one that really sticks out for me in Hashim Amla. 2 overseas players, 2 real world-class performers at what they do. But Ross Taylor, it's chipping in every single time in some horrific conditions. We've seen Notts pick up victories, a couple of victories within 2 or 3 days of actual cricket, and he's still up there on the top run scorers list. As we've said, there's a biggie around the corner for Ross Taylor.
Yeah, absolutely. So with the ball, Jake Ball is the man that is leading the way in County Championship Division 1. 25 wickets, an average of 15.76. He's top, but Ben Cody's not far behind him, but after playing one game less, 23 wickets at 13.95. Both of those boys have to be in the conversation with the England selectors. Harry Gurney's got 20 wickets, as does Fidel Edwards. I don't think Harry Gurney's going to be in that conversation. Tom Bailey, Lancashire, Joe Leach, Worcestershire, Luke Fletcher, again, Notts. Jack Brooks, Joe Menny, they've all picked up wickets. They're all 16, 18 wickets around that sort of figure. Jamie Porter, he's got 14 wickets so far in 5 innings, so an average of 19. So again, he's someone that's definitely going to be in that conversation when they sit down soon.
It is. It's a Nottinghamshire heavy top 10 on the bowling attack, isn't it? You've got Ball and Gurney on absolute fire, 45 wickets between them. And you throw in big Luke Fletcher, 16 wickets. This Nottinghamshire bowling attack is absolutely... It's almost hitting legendary status for what they've done in a month of cricket. It's really, really something very, very special. The one name on the list that... or a couple of names on the list. Ben Code, we keep talking about him being a great player. Fidel Edwards. I've seen Fidel Edwards' wickets this year. I keep checking him on the UCB website. And the guy's just awesome. Low, slingy still swinging it, still getting people out, bowled or LBW every single time. A real top effort. And Verdi's on the list as well there with 14 wickets for the spinner at an average of 18, strike rate of 42. Give him time in first-class cricket. Don't ruin him. Don't put him in against Shane Watson too early, and we could have one for the future.
You never know. You never know. Hey, just on the Notts bowlers, Stuart Broad, worth noting for the England fans out there. 10 wickets in 4 innings, so in 2 games, at an average of 14.7. So he's firing. He's looking good. Right, let's get on to County Championship Division 2. There were 4 games. I nearly said Thor. I have too much Marvel, Rob.
Thor.
4 games in County Championship Division 2. And we have 4 results as well. So let's kick off with Warwickshire. They were the early pace setters, and they certainly continue that. So Derbyshire batted first. 318 all out. Old-timer. He feels like an old-timer. Wayne Madsen, 144, batting at number 3. A few contributions down the order. Sam Critchley, 30. Dwayne Olivier, 40 not out as well. Wickets coming from Jeetan Patel, 4 for 94. Henry Brooks, 4 for 63. And Chris Wright, isn't it? Chris Wright, 2 for 81 at the top of the order. So, good start for them. Warwickshire, even better though. 439 all out. Plenty of contributions through the order here. Will Rhodes at the top, 50. We have Wright. Chris Wright, it looks like he must have been night watchman batting at number 3. 72 for him. That must be a career best, Rob. Have a look into that for me. Yep. Ian Bell, 44. Jonathan Trott, recently announced retirement. Jonathan Trott, 76. We have a lamb. I love the fact that we have a lamb. Not since Alan Lamb have we had a lamb. Alan Lamb. This one, though, is a Matthew Lamb. It doesn't quite sound the same. He got 79. Tim Ambrose, 40. Plenty of contributions there. Villiern, 2 for 97. Dwayne Olivier, 4 for 134. And 3 for 68 for Sam Critchley. 1 for 57 for Mark Foote, it's worth noting. So, Derbyshire, what can they do? 209 all out. Advantage Warwickshire at this point. Runs at the top of the order for Ben Slater. And then a couple of contributions here and there. Villiern, 44. And Alex Hughes with 38. In the wickets, 6 for 76 for that man, Captain Jeetan Patel. Incredible effort. And Brooks, 4 for 56 for Henry Brooks. So Warwickshire didn't need many to win this game, and they did it with ease. 89 for 2 to win the game by 8 wickets. A couple of early wickets lost, but it was Ian Bell, 34, and Jonathan Trott, 35, unbeaten to take them home and keep them top of the table.
Beautiful stuff. I actually feel a bit for Derbyshire here because, you read through it, 318 in the first innings. Give it last week, it would have probably been enough to see a real decent contest out of this, but they're obviously on the wicket, big runs being scored. They were probably 50 or 60 short both innings to really make a competitive game of it. But there are positives to come along the way for Derbyshire, definitely. Wayne Marsden, like you said, he's 34 years old. I feel like he's older than that. He's been playing forever, 160 first-class games. It was number 27 on the century count for him. He's an absolute stellar performer for them. over the years. Chris Wright, 32 years old now. He's, good for him. Good for him getting these runs. But incredibly, it's not his highest score. He's got 10 50s to his name, and the highest is 77. But he is down as a genuine bowler.
Knew it was close.
Knew it was close. Oh man, Jeetan Patel. I raved about him in the county championship preview that we did. Can't speak highly enough of him as a cricketer and what he's achieved. 771 first class wickets. It's just another temper on the notch for that man. He's just a machine.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, moving across to the county ground in Hove. Sussex hosted Middlesex. Middlesex batted first. We've got a couple of England hopefuls in this lineup, so we'll monitor what they did. First innings wasn't good for Nick Gubbins at the top of the order. He scored 8, Dawid Malan 13, Steve Eskenazi 38, and 84 not out for Max Holden. Tim Murtagh, just about to go and play international cricket for Ireland, he got 26 down the order. Unbelievable bowling performance for a young fella. Oliver Robinson, 7 for 58 off 21 overs. Absolutely blew Middlesex away. Unbelievable effort. So Sussex, they picked up, they got a lead of about 93, so they posted 323, thanks in main part to Harry Finch, not Aaron Finch, as I probably kept calling him. So Harry Finch, 103, batting at number 4, 45 for Michael Burgess, and 52 for that man, Oliver Robinson. He can't do anything wrong in this game. Tim Murtagh, 2 for 72. James Harris, once again in the wickets, 5 for 86. And Hilton Cartwright, not Hamilton. I keep wanting to call him Hamilton now. We've got to christen these guys what I call them wrong. So Hamilton Cartwright, 3 for 45. Good effort there from Sussex. Middlesex, 322. Decent scoring game, this. Which way will it go? So Nick Gubbins, though, he's come back after his failure, 107 in the second inning, so he's staked his claim. And Dawid Malan, thankfully, he's scored some runs, 119 at number 4, so he's going to be slotting into that England middle order very soon. Mr. Cartwright, he was out for nothing. Holden 29, Simpson 25. So a few starts again. 4 for Weiser and 4 for 70 for Briggs. 4 for 70 for Weiser was actually, interestingly enough. So that set it up nicely, but Sussex did it with a little bit of room to spare. 232 for 7, got a 3-wicket win for Sussex. Contributions coming all over the place. Van Zyl 45, Briggs 39, 65 not out from captain Ben Brown. That was a key performance from him, though. Burgess 22. Robinson 10 not out. He's had himself a game, Rob.
He's had a massive game for himself, hasn't he? Bloody 60-odd runs and a 7 for incredibly, mate. It's not the first time he's got 7 wickets in a first-class innings, and it's not his best bowling. He got 7 for 23 the other year. He's only 24 years old, the Hampshire lad, but over 100 first-class wickets already to his name.
Yeah. Unbelievable performance. 7 wickets in the innings. No matter where it is, what the field's like, still a great effort. Right, we move to Sophia Gardens, the newly renamed Sophia Gardens, no longer the Swalek. Glamorgan hosting Kent. Glamorgan 94 all out in the first innings. Not a good day. Nick Selman 33 and Jack Murphy 39 not out opening the batting. That's not a good day, is it? Sean Marsh at number 3 could only muster 5, so tough one for those. But Matt Henry, 4 for 31, leading wicket taker in Division 2. And Darren Stevens, your pal, 6 for 26, opening the bowling.
He's a
10
beast.
wickets for the opening bowlers. Ridiculous. Kent, first innings, 174 all out. An improvement on Glamorgan, but not a dramatic include. Bell Drummond only got 19. He's struggling. Joe Denley, 43. Crawley, all these names, these throwback names. Zach Crawley, is he any relation to John Crawley? That's the question. Podmore 33 not out later on, and another 7 for Rob, another 7 for Tim van der Gugten, 7 for 42 for Glamorgan, 2 for Lloyd and 1 for Captain Hogan. So Glamorgan, second innings, we finally get a bit of a score, 274 all out for Glamorgan. Murphy 54 opening up. Sean Marsh was run out for 76, and Lloyd further down the order 46. So good efforts there. Another 4 wickets for Henry, another 2 for Stevens. Podmore picks up 2 for 55, and Will Gidman 1 for 36. Set it up pretty nicely, but Kent had enough. 195 for 4, win by 6 wickets. 36 for Bell Drummond, 39 for Dixon's, Heino Kuhn 69 not out, Denley 26, Crawley 11, and Stevens comes in just to take the glory, 1 not out to see him over the line. So good result for Kent.
Very good result for Kent, mate. They're on fire with this bowling attack. Matt Henry's having an absolute beast of a season for himself so far. I don't know if you've seen any of his wickets, but he's looking quick and he's picking up. He's averaging about 4 wickets an innings at the moment. It's absolutely incredible. And Darren Stevens, the man, he's just turned 42 years old, but he's still picking up wickets and he's still getting runs. Averaged 35 with about 33 centuries, 439 wickets with the ball, 25ers. The guy, he's the sort of guy that should be called Mr. Cricket. It doesn't matter how old he is or who he's playing against. The guy will just turn up and score runs and take wickets. Easy game, this.
It really is an easy game. 18 wickets at 12.5 for him. 3rd highest wicket taker so far. Easy game.
Easy game. And Tim van der Gooten picking up 7 wickets as well. His best 7 for 42, 107 first-class wickets for him. He's a Sydney boy, born in Sydney, but played for the Netherlands. So obviously from Netherlands descent from his family, he'll be happy to get some more wickets and get himself back in Netherlands contention.
With a name like Van der Gooten, how did we guess that he might come have a bit of Netherlands in him?
I never realised. I thought the guy had either played cricket or he played darts, one of the two.
Yeah. It must be his mum.
Mum's side. Got to be the mum's side.
Right. We wrap it up with Durham. We're in Chesterley Street. Durham, they've not had the best start to the year, have they? Well, they finally picked up their first win, beating Leicestershire by 46 runs. Leicestershire batted first. Big score. 440 all out. You'd say that Leicestershire have got a damn good chance of winning this game from here. 73 for Carberry. Paul Horton at top of the order at 75. Colin Ackerman, 36. Cosgrove 75, plenty of contributions, and Neil Dexter 70 not out, 440 all out. So 3 for 72 for Barry McCarthy and 2 for 106 for James Whale. Wayhill. It sounds like whale as in the big thing in the sea, but it's Wayhill. However you want to say it, Rob.
I just want to leave you to it, mate. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah. I like messing around with names. Aidan Markram 1 for 1 off 0.4 overs. Get him on earlier next time.
Beast mode.
Yeah, too right. Durham 184 all out. At this point, you're saying Leicestershire in the box C. Markram failed top of the order. Max Steele failed top of the order. 64 for Clark. Graham Clark at number 4, and not a hell of a lot after that. Some bloke who I just mentioned got 29 down the order as well.
Yeah.
But I won't say his name again. Varun Aaron 2 for 72. Ben Rain 3 for 39. And Gavin Griffiths 4 for 34. So a good performance from Leicestershire. At this point, Leicestershire are in control. But Durham, second innings, massive. Got themselves out of it, finally got going. 403 all out. 86 runs for Max Steele at top of the order. Aidan Markram, 94. Brilliant. 152 opening partnership for those boys. And then it was Will Smith, the veteran Will Smith, 74, back to number 3. Few contributions down the order. Did enough. A 6 for 49 for Gavin Griffiths. A 2 for 101 for Callum Parkinson. So this set it up brilliantly. Leicestershire collapsed, 101 all out. Durham won by 46. You would have put money on Leicestershire. Carberry 22, Dexter 21. That's all we were talking about. 3 for 12 off 7.2 for opener Chris Rushworth, and another 7 for 32 for James.
James, the man formerly known as Prince James.
James, is he Durham here? James Whale.
James Wheel.
Man. Wheel man. There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. Yeah, it's a Durham win by 46. Really needed win for Durham.
Yeah, good effort by James Whale. Incredibly, his best bowling performance of his career. 40 wickets he's got in first-class cricket from 11 games, 7 coming in that one innings. Only 24 years old, from Middlesbrough. So he obviously supports a pretty average football team. Apologies thrown out straight away. Aidan Markram. We've raved about him constantly over 32 episodes of this podcast, and he's become one of the few people ever to score 3 ducks in succession in the county championship on debut. Quite incredible, mate.
He was just having a look.
He's just
getting himself
having a look.
acclimatised.
He's looking at it and going, why is this ball moving? I don't know what to do with this. But
don't do this back home.
Shows a bit of class and good performance by Durham. This will mean a lot to them to get a win here. Leicestershire will be a little bit gutted. You know, they've had a decentish start of the season, but this would very easily be turned into a win, but just fell apart chasing 148. There is big problems at the top of that order. Horton, Carberry, Cosgrove, Ackerman just got to be able to stand up a little higher than what they are, and people like Dexter need to be chipping in more than what they are as well.
Yeah, to be fair to Ackerman, he's actually a leading run scorer in Division 2 at the moment, with 292 runs. But he's not getting much support. I think that's definitely the point being made. Let's have a quick look at the table. Warwickshire, Mr. Tall, our Google expert, will be very happy. They've won 2 and drawn 1, so they're unbeaten, top of the league, looking good money for it. Sussex in second place, won 1, drawn 3, so also unbeaten. And then it's Kent, Derbyshire, Glamorgan, Middlesex, Gloucestershire, Leicestershire, they have yet to win a game of cricket, lost 1 and drawn 2. Durham are up to second from bottom. Now they've after 3 games they've done 1 of everything. And Northamptonshire, they are rock bottom at the moment, lost 2, drawn 1 on 10 points. They are well adrift. It is just worth noting Northamptonshire did host Pakistan in the tour game. Adrian Rossington got a 90. In the first innings, 118 at the top of the order for Robert Newton, the captain. So a couple of good performances there. That'll give them a bit of confidence. But yeah, they had a week off from county cricket to host the tourists.
Yeah, but when the end of the season rolls around, this league table will look a little bit different from where it is now. I do expect Warwickshire to stay right near the top, and my call for the season is Middlesex. I expect them to be working their way up to finish in the top 2.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they've got plenty, haven't they? They've got the runs coming potentially from the likes of Gubbins. Obviously, Milan's not going to be around. But then they've also got the wicket takers as well, haven't they? James Harris is having a hell of a season so far. Second highest wicket taker at the moment, 21 at 13.66. Talking of the bowlers, Rob, Matt Henry, your boy, 27 wickets at an average of 8.62. I think we can safely say he's enjoying county cricket. And he's doing pretty well.
Yeah, he's loving it. If there's only one place in the world where the ball swings more than New Zealand and seams around, it's England.
Just a bit, yeah. Just looking at the batting, we mentioned Ackerman, top of the batting. Ben Brown, 268 runs for Sussex in second place, doing really well. And Madsen, he's there or thereabouts. Slater as well, Derbyshire colleague of Madsen, he's in fourth place, Ben Slater. So Derbyshire, it's positive for them. They're looking okay. They're holding their own.
Yeah, Derbyshire, it's a decent start to the season. Unfortunately, being from Nottinghamshire, sometimes we've looked at Derbyshire and Leicestershire over the last few years, and me personally, I want to see them do better, but young Ben Slater is only 26, averages 30 in his career. He's really stepping up to the plate this season, isn't he? He got a 99 previously. He's got 250s in the innings so far, in the tournament, in the championship so far. Can he sustain it? They really, really do need to have those runs on the board to be able to get results out of it. The bowling attack's pretty decent. They can continue to just string results together, and sometimes it does get harder for some of the lesser teams. Not saying that Derbyshire are, but your Leicestershires, who have generally struggled in the county championship the last few years. It gets harder for them at times when the pitches actually flatten out a little bit. It's almost when there's a bit in it, sometimes they can pick up an upset, but then you put it on a flatter deck, and it's harder for them to try and force a result against a better team.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking ahead then, we've got the next round of games coming up thick and fast. They all start on Friday. Doesn't get any easier for Northamptonshire. They're playing away at Warwickshire, so that's going to be a toughie for them. Notts, Lancashire at Trent Bridge, probably the game of the week, I would say, just for the fact that Notts are top and that we're both fans of Notts, so there.
Yep, that seems fair enough to me, and it's a decent week of cricket coming up, isn't there? The IPL still continuing to roll through, and we'll be covering that in the next podcast in the next few days. There's Ireland Test match cricket. I'm absolutely ecstatic. I need to check Sky Sports New Zealand to see if they're going to be showing it live on Sky out here, because there's quite a few Irish people out in New Zealand. So yeah, it'd be pretty good to see that, but. Yeah, it's exciting. There's a lot of cricket. I love the county championship season. Love the fact it just rolls around. It's constant. There's cricket. My only downfall of the county championship season is when it stops for what feels like a very long time and we play T20 cricket.
Yeah, exactly. But it's all coming up, isn't it? And then, as we say, I doubt anyone that's particularly waiting for IPL is still waiting at this moment in time on this podcast. But we will obviously be following up in the next couple of days with an update on that, as well as it's getting towards its the business end.
Definitely will. So I think that's everything for today. Anything else from yourself, Rich?
Nobody, no. I'm just going to go and get in the garden.
Excellent. Well, I hope you enjoy the garden, guys. Guys, thank you for listening. As always, follow us on Twitter at Leading Edge Pod. There's always tweets going on pretty much every single day on the channel over there. And we're going to be doing something a little bit different coming up soon. So we're going to be taking a look into the World Cricket League and what's going on there, as well as the IPL world, as well as the county cricket world, and as well as picking our England team in the next few episodes. You guys have been legends. Until next time.